Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Team Career here on the PC with Cadillac. Tonight, round 11 of Season 6, we are heading to Saudi Arabia, to Jeddah. Before we get started, a very quick public service announcement. If you have not yet got a copy of this game and you would like to get it on PC, at least on the UK Steam store, it is currently available for just £2.99 until the 16th of April. So if you haven't taken the plunge, now is definitely the time to, for £3. Absolute bargain. Let's see, we've got Opjo, CLR, Army, Random Boy, Dino in the chat. Good to see you guys. Hello to anyone else who's lurking as well. Let's start off, shall we? So, another difficult weekend in our previous stream. A double race, actually, because we were early closing on Thursday. And we failed to win either of them. Once again, Oscar giving us a little kick in the nuts. But we still got some good points out of it. So we sit very, very comfortably at the top of the Constructors' Championship. The Drivers' Championship starting to close back up a little bit. Lando outscoring Max last time. And Oscar outscoring everybody in the last two races as well. So those gaps are starting to shrink just a little bit. We're almost at the halfway point of the season. We're back to 24 races for this final season. And we have 8 sprints, of which I think we have had 4. I believe we've had 4. So, yeah, almost exactly halfway through this season. Welcome back, Random Boy. Congrats on getting into university. As Dino says, uni's a big deal. Make the most of it. I never went to uni myself, but yeah, enjoy it, have fun, and definitely make the most of it, because it's harder and harder to get into a really good job these days. So you know, whatever qualifications you've got, the more you've got, the better. Right, let's take a look at our car, shall we? Looks very, very strong on paper, but we've looked very strong on paper for a while, and yet we still, for whatever reason, just don't seem to be able to beat Oscar in a straight fight. He just has that little edge on us, and it's very frustrating trying to figure out exactly why. We do have a really good car, and we have the second best driver in Max, who's just slightly lower rated than Oscar, who is the number 1 rated driver. They're both a 93 overall. We have actually sent a scout out to get his stats, so we can do a direct side-by-side comparison, but that scout report won't return until we get back from Jeddah. So we'll get more of a picture of the differences between the two, and maybe that will unlock some answers as to why we're seeing that difference in pace. But let's check the car. Make sure we're running the most up-to-date spec on both. We're on the Mark III chassis there. We've got our new Mark III front wings on both cars. Our new Mark III rear wings on both cars. I believe we have not yet run these wings, so that should be a nice little addition to our toolkit tonight. Side pods, underfloors, and suspensions. We do have a slight shortfall on spares. As you can see, we have no spare front wings, no spare rear wings. We do have 1 or more spare parts for everything else. So let's see how we do. Let's take a quick gander at our mentality hub, because we've not really done this for a long time. Everybody's in full enthusiasm, which is really, really nice. Really nice indeed. Norris is happy with his personal driver standings. Very nice. I was a little worried he might still be a little unhappy, given that he is... Why am I seeing... Oh, biggest issue is Ocon. I'm worried that he might be unhappy because he's being outscored by Max, but they're still relatively close. And they can see Max actually happy with his performance versus his teammate. Happy that he's a little bit further ahead, but unhappy with how things went in Zandvoort, which is unsurprising. So that's lovely to see. So yeah, everybody is in that full enthusiasm. That's been a while to get to that point, but since we've hit it this year, I think we've been pretty much there all the time, which is really, really nice. Let's take a gander at the facilities. I know we need to refurb our racing hub, but our racing sim, but we don't have the funds for that yet. Everything in here isn't too bad. CFD sim is going to break down soon. We've got the wind tunnel on a temporary shutdown, on a 6-day shutdown, just because of a potential issue with it that's being investigated. Everything else in here so far is okay. There's the race sim. Yeah, as soon as we can get that back up, that would be nice. Team hub's fine. Scouting department never ever wears out. Boardroom is good. Hospitality is going to break very soon, possibly when we get back from Jeddah. Helipad's okay. Weather centre's getting a little iffy. Memorabilia room and tour centre both fine as well. As far as the board goes, as you can see, lovely, lovely happiness all the way around. Slight bit of debt in May. I'm trying to remember what that was for. I forget. But they're still satisfied with finances. That's the important thing. Is Ugo going to be in action tonight in F2? Let's have a look at the calendar. No, he's not back in action now until Melbourne, which is the race after Jeddah. So that's tomorrow. Awesome stuff. Okay. Targets for tonight then. As always, with Max, we are going to be selecting third or higher so that it allows the possibility for us to have Norris and Max fight each other. If we have that set, then we basically have to inflict team orders to make sure that Max gets the win, or else we sacrifice any chance of any income from Max. And we'll go with third for Norris, and off we go to Jeddah.
We're here in Jeddah, where the tension is boiling as we head into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The circuit at Jeddah, spread along streets that run next to the Red Sea, is one of Formula One's highest speed tracks. It's a test of skill from start to finish, with cars just millimetres from the walls. Last round was a dream weekend for race winner Oscar Piastri, the Australian showing his mettle against the best of the best. It's shaping up to be a great weekend, so don't go anywhere.
Right, let's take out the old bits, ready for practice, or put the old bits in, as I should say. And we've got two 35% gearboxes, thanks to that little shunt we had with Max in Zandvoort when he crashed. There we go. And for Norris. We're going to try it. Might be a bit of a risk on that one, but with his engines wearing out pretty quickly, the longer we can put off having to spend money on a brand new engine, the better. And we will roll over to the older gearbox there as well. How was my Easter? Pretty quiet. Honestly, completely forgot it was Easter. Didn't do anything. Didn't eat a lot of chocolate. Spent my Sunday watching a lot of old classic Formula 1 races, for the most part. How was everyone else's Easter? Setups. I have two setups I always put on the car here, because odds are one of them is usually right, if not both of them. It's a pretty simple, straightforward setup. A 711, a 9.1, a 3.5, and a 0. And then a very minor difference for the other car, which is a 7.5, an 11, an 8.2. And then again a 3.5 and a 0. So the only real difference is one has a touch more front wing and a slightly smaller roll bar setting. Everything else is exactly the same. And let's send them out. Evening, PR.
Green light.
Evening, Daniel. Excuse me. All right, let's see. No rookies at Ferrari.
Good for me too.
Not sure who that is. I'm guessing Richards. It's not going to be Ricardo, I don't believe.
And radio check.
Amato getting another run out at Ford. Always
Yeah,
gets a run out at Ford, does Amato.
Copy. Loud and clear.
Currently our biggest rival for Ugo in F2. No rookies for Mercedes or HiTech or Williams or Toyota or Minardi or Audi or Honda. So very few. Just two rookies, and I'm not sure who that one is. Let's have a look. It's Paolo Ricalde. There we go. One of the new rookies added to the grid this
Trying
season.
to reduce curb use and it's unsettling the car.
All right, speed them up and get some feedback.
The tires. And try to work on your front tires.
So yeah, watched a load of Classic Week Grand Prix over the weekend, including the only Grand Prix I've actually ever been to, which was the 2003 Silverstone Grand Prix. It's been actually quite a long time since I've seen that one again. And I forgot just how good a race it was. I mean, I remember the key points that I witnessed, while I was there.
Any comments though?
But there was a lot of stuff that I just forgot just how much overtaking there was there. It was a period of time where Formula One was a little boring in some cases because there wasn't a huge amount of overtaking, which you'll hear referenced a lot by James Allen on commentary. But there was a lot of really good overtaking around that circuit. I think the fact that some of the cars had qualified out of position certainly helped.
When you can.
If memory serves, because it's, like I said, it's been over 20 years now.
Copy that.
If memory serves, that was a period of time when Formula One was doing single lap qualifying. You had one lap in your to try and get your qualifying done. And if you made a mistake, that was tough. And I remember watching Schumacher just run a little wide into Brooklands. or into the Brooklands complex, as he came out of bridge and just put a couple of wheels into the dirt, and that was enough to knock him down the order in qualifying. So he was never in contention for the win, and it ended up setting up a really exciting Grand Prix, fight between Kimi Räikkönen and Rubens Barrichello. And I remember seeing the overtake right in front of me, because I was actually in the Brooklands complex. That happened, that essentially decided the Grand Prix. But there were a few overtakes through coming out of bridge into Brooklands, which was great to actually see live. And of course, it was the year that we had the nutter run down the hanger straight towards the cars when they're doing obscenely fast speeds. I can't remember exactly what the details were, but if I remember right, he was protesting something to do with teaching. I think he was a teacher, and he was protesting something to do with that. Yeah, it was a stupid thing to do. There we go. Look at that. Norris is perfect. A little bit of work required for Verstappen. So we will get him back in at the end of the run, make a few little tweaks, and send him back out in the next session. What if he's running the same setup as Norris? I don't think that would be everything that would need to change. Not with being at 84%. 16% generally tends to indicate that we're definitely going to have to change the roll bar. But we're probably going to have to change something else as well. Maybe the rear wing. I think something like one lap quali would be something good to try for sprint qualifying. I don't know. I don't know if one lap quali for sprints would be a good idea or not, because the idea of the biggest problem that there was with sprint quali was deciding, not sprint quali, one lap qualifying was how do you determine the order that in which they go out to make it as fair as possible. One of the reasons normal qualifying is relatively fair is that it used to be just a 60-minute window, and you just went out whenever. But you ended up having a lot of that hour where not many cars ever went out at the same time. Throughout the session, you had little clumps here and little clumps there, but a lot of the qualifying hour was kind of just sitting around waiting, and then everybody went out at the end, and it got a little bit chaotic. But a lot of that hour session was just kind of boring. So that's why they started to introduce all these different concepts and changes. I think they did a two-run aggregate at one point. They did the single lap qualifying. They started doing, you qualify with the fuel that you start the Grand Prix with. You qualify with the tyres that you have to start the Grand Prix with. And they tried all these different combinations, so they kind of settled on what they are now. A total of 12 laps, yes. I remember that as well. So they tried all these different concepts to shake qualifying up a bit. And the problem with the single lap runs was that you have to determine an order for everybody to go out. And one of the good things, I suppose, was that you always had somebody on track, but somebody's got to go out when the track is green and when there's very little grip, very little rubber on the circuit. And whoever gets to go last, theoretically, has got the track in the absolute best conditions. So, do you do it in championship standing order? Do you do it in the order of however they finished the previous Grand Prix? If I remember, if memory serves, they did it on championship standings. So, the cars that were at the bottom of the championship never ever got the chance to really do that well in qualifying, because they were always the ones who were out first, basically cleaning up the track for the big boys. It robbed them of the chance of pulling off a shock qualifying, and it meant that the guys at the very top of the championship usually had the best chance of qualifying because the track was in its absolute best condition. I don't think something like that would work for sprint qualifying, because if you do have that kind of situation, at least in the race, you've got a long race distance to try and make some moves and recover things. But in a sprint, just what, 1/3 distance, then you don't really have any opportunity to improve your situation that much. A bit like those Just Stop Oil morons who were lucky the Joe crash caused the red flag. Yeah. Well, actually, interestingly, just before Silverstone in 2003, I think it was a year or two before Hockenheim, there was an ex-Mercedes employee who was very disgruntled and made a track invasion of his own, and yeah, he was a very lucky boy as well. So we are going to have to change the rear wing. Now, this could go either way. This could go to a 10.5 or an 11.5. I'm going to try the 10.5. We're going to up the front wing a little bit as well. That stays where it needs to. We get a little bit of movement there, a little bit of movement there, a decent sized gap on there and there. I think that might do it. On paper, that has the right size gaps to do it, but that doesn't necessarily mean we've gone the right way with that. It could well be that it's actually an 11.5 rear wing, in which case we're going to make this car a lot worse, but we'll see in the next session. We are done in this one. Evening, Adrian. You think that was 2000 because it was Barrichello's first win? Which one? The Mercedes at Hockenheim. Mercedes employee at Hockenheim. I can't actually remember Barrichello's first win. Evening, Richard.
And we've had a crash on track. Now we should be able to
Marto
take a look
putting it
here.
in the barriers.
Now this was at turn 1.
I think he's in Oscar's
A
car.
fairly substantial crash there, and they'll have to pick themselves up after that.
It's one thing that always makes me chuckle is when the AI does these stupid little crashes. It is Oscar's car because Gasly's in his car. So one less front wing available for Ford, and who knows, maybe a little bit of impact damage there on the powertrain as well. We can only hope. Anything to slow down Oscar, because he just is so relentless at the moment. So our email prep warned us that this might be a cold race and that it might be difficult to keep temperature in the tyres. I don't think that's going to be an issue here. So, or was it hot? I can't remember actually. It might be hot. If it's hot, that track temperature makes a little bit more sense. That's it for practice 1. Do we have any penalties? Riley has a penalty to carry into qualifying. Nobody else so far. Okay. So, practice 2. A new setup for Max. And just a little bit of track time for Norris. How's that engine looking? Down to 7%, but still squeezing as much life out of it as we can.
Green light.
Should have sent out Max first, because Norris is going to be considerably slower. We'll just tell Norris to avoid teammate, as well as avoiding curbs.
And we need a good warm-up on the brakes.
Confirm. Confirm.
You never want your
Let's get
teammates
your brake temperature.
running nose to tail in practice.
Okay.
Because it's one extra opportunity for them to
Try to reduce the hits
get
on the
caught
curb.
up in something, and then you're down a lot of parts, as both cars might need repair work. If one of the two has an issue that tags the other one, or if someone else behind locks up or spins and takes them out, and they're both together, then again you've just lost 2 cars for no reason. So if you do have a pace differential between the two, like we do right now between Max and Norris, because Norris's engine's in such bad shape, because it's just practice, to make sure that the quicker driver gets ahead of the other one, and that gap opens up between them. So if we accelerate time, there is a little bit of a gap between them, but that should start to come down. And you can see there's about a second difference between them at the moment. And we'll see Max and Norris very close very quickly. It's over a second actually. You have to step away from your own F1 manager save, doing Lotus with Vesti and Schumacher. Is that Lotus as the 11th team? Or did you overwrite Alpine, for example, as Lotus? Vesti's retired 3 races in a row, including wiping out Mick as well. Yeah, that's the problem with the rookies, is that they do tend to make a lot of silly mistakes, unfortunately, that end up being very expensive. That's often very pronounced as well. When you're a small team, because the AI ignores the cost cap. every year. So they just spend and spend and spend. I've looked in the editor at the end of seasons and seen teams being, massively in debt. And then I've looked again at the start of the next season and I've seen some teams that are like $30-40 million in debt. It's just like, okay, that's kind of obscene. There we go. Max goes through without any hustle or fuss, with Norris pulling over and letting him through. We're not far away from completing our feedback run. And the reason we've got Norris out there is because we're just trying to get a bit more knowledge on the car parts. There's new wings that we're running tonight. And you can see the engine temps are actually quite high as well.
How does the car feel?
The car is definitely overheating.
Okay.
Even in this lowest possible pace. And Norris has been in clean air for most of the session, so it's definitely not this. It's definitely not that that's causing that issue. You can see Norris completely isolated on his own. Let's have a look at Max's feedback. We did make the car worse. So that is an 11.5 rear wing then. Which means the front wing's probably lower than 7 as well. Maybe a 6.5. In which country is this? What, this Grand Prix? Jeddah is in Saudi Arabia. Ooh, okay, that is a little worry. We've got to call him in now, or else he's going to wipe out everything else in that engine. Let's hope he makes it back to the pits.
And box speed, so box speed confirmed.
Yeah. Now it's even worse.
No, he didn't.
Seems to be the drive shaft.
Confirm.
27 and 22. Hopefully that doesn't destroy these bits as well. But there's a risk that it might do.
Okay.
So the engine's finally gone. We may as well call Max in now. Okay, so that's quite a big gap, but it gives us the gap there and the gap there, and I think that will still be fine. Yeah, there we go. Is it live, and why are Ferrari and Mercedes not in the top? This is a live stream, and it's our 6th season, so it's 2031. So it's, development's changed a little bit. That's why we have Ford instead of Red Bull, because Ford have bought out Red Bull. That's why we have Honda instead of Aston, because Honda have bought out Aston. And it's why we have HiTech, because Alpine sold initially to Nissan, and then HiTech bought out Nissan. And it's why Minardi are back, because Maserati went under. The Maserati having taken over from VCARB. Oh, Bortoletto's binned it as well. Another VSC.
There's a yellow flag now.
Is this the end of the lap? Yes, it is. That's a pretty common accident to see there.
What happened?
And clearly then, not what everyone in the garage would have wanted to see.
Oh, and one of the team changes as well. Toyota have bought out Haas. Let's see if my buttons work. Hey! There we go. Buttons working again today. Williams currently looking pretty strong here. Topping the session with a 1-2 so far. Of course, practice times don't necessarily mean that much, but it's a promising sign for Williams. Gonna have to send Norris out just a little bit more. Look, I thought he'd be okay, but we're not quite there. Actually, no, we don't need to. We just need to send Max out and do his setup run because he will improve the car part knowledge, and we just need 1% gain in car part knowledge to get that up. And we should end up with a couple, at least 2 or 3% car part knowledge gain. So, yeah, we should be able to leave Norris in the garage. So, how much damage did we do? Looks like we're okay. I'm worried that would have taken something else out as well, but we're just accelerating our burn through that second engine again. We're going to have to run the brand new 100% engine here tonight. It's too much of a pace deficit to give up with a 58% engine, I think. And let's see if this setup works for Max. I want to keep the extra set of softs for this Grand Prix, so we will send Norris out just for an installation lap to use this tyre, so that he hands back that tyre and a set of softs rather than 2 sets of softs. And let's do the pace settings. There we go.
Green light.
Can you imagine if this actually did become the Cadillac lineup in a couple of years' time? That would be something, wouldn't it? Right, straight into the pits for Lando.
Try to reduce curb use and it's unsettling the car.
Yeah, okay.
So Max is at a point now where, if the setup's right, he's golden. Just need a little bit more for Norris. Yeah, it's still not there, look. Yet. Now he is. There we go. That extra little bit of track knowledge, car park knowledge gained has pushed him up to 100. And there we go. Max is golden as well. So we can call Max in. And that's it for us, for practice. We're done with 40 minutes left in the session, so we will sit this out. See if anyone else does something silly with their cars. Like introduce them to the Armco. I say Armco. It's almost non-existent these days, Armco barriers in Formula One. There are any circuits that still have Armco, actually. It's all Tech Pro and tyre barriers these days. Giving it away. More of a traditional appearance near the top now for Oscar. He didn't look that quick in the previous session, but is up there this time. Williams not quite as quick as somebody has done something silly. That is one of the Hondas. Is it Yuki?
No,
it is Yuki.
Is that Yuki Tsunoda?
That's even Crofty's first question is it Yuki?
Sorry, mate.
Williams have only gone out on the mediums in this session. They're still pretty quick, though, for mediums. As Lawson pumps in a good time. Now Oscar takes that back. Let's wait and see if the Williams drivers come back out on a set of softs. Right, Albon's out and he's on soft tyres, and so is Colapinto. See if they jump up the order a little bit. Short runs, Colapinto goes top in clean air. Albon tucked up behind somebody at the moment. One of the Minardis. So yeah, there looks like there is genuine pace in the Williams here tonight. There we go. So Colapinto tops the session. Our drivers are both prepped and ready. Next up, qualifying.
Qualifying is coming up, and the drivers will be ready and raring to go.
Jeddah's high-speed street circuit is rather prone to yellow and red flags during qualifying, as drivers and walls often meet. Strategists will be looking for the perfect gap, but need to make sure drivers get their lap in.
Now, Karun, you and I were actually just talking about that man there, Max Verstappen. How do you think he'll be feeling today?
You can tell that we've been watching a driver with real confidence here, and it makes a difference, I can tell you from my own experience.
So don't go anywhere, folks. It's nearly time for qualifying.
Right, what are we going to do with engines tonight? Looks like we're putting the new engine in both cars. So we're on to our third and final engine already. Not even at the halfway point of the year yet. Definitely going to have to buy new engines for both drivers. So that's a $10 million bill right there. And that's before we look at other parts on top of that as well. Not ideal. We're almost certainly going to need new ERS for Norris. Possibly Max as well. Gearboxes were okay for now. We might make it through to the end of the year without needing to shell out for a new gearbox. And we've got an extra set of soft tyres now because we used up an extra set of mediums. So hopefully that will serve us in good stead. There we go. Well, I say out we go. We're going to wait a moment. Let someone clean the track up for us.
So now we have green light.
Let's see who's first out. It's George. couple of the cars come out as well. We've got Sainz, Colapinto and Tsunoda. Very curious to see if Colapinto's practice pace translates into qualifying pace, but we'll keep an eye on George. He will be the early benchmark setter. Way, but it would have been a little bit tight. He is now potentially going to get in his teammates' way as his teammates on a flying lap. Pinto struggling in the dirty air. Sainz actually getting a clean run, it would seem, through that first sector, just a touch quicker than George. And Tsunoda with a 32.5, he's in clean air. So it's a 128.3 for George. Let's switch to... oh, wow. No, wait, I was seeing something a bit weird for a second there. Yeah, Colapinto looking okay. Might get a really good final sector, but it's not been a great lap in the dirty air. Might not be a particular strength of the Williams. Does get that purple final sector to close the gap a little bit. Sainz goes top with a 128.2, and a few other cars out there on flying laps now seems like a good enough time for us to go as well. Porsche will get through before we pop out. Just going to wait a little bit longer for Max so we don't get in Schumacher's way as he starts his lap. There we go. This is someone who desperately needs a good result soon.
So watch out for the next car.
His Ferrari drive has not been good so far this year. Looks like that is Antonelli coming up behind Max. No, not Antonelli, sorry, it's an Audi. That's Bortoletto.
So you're in a good position.
And which Ford is that? That's Gasly. He's had possibly the slowest first sector of anybody so far. A few more cars leaving the pit lane. It's a little crowded on track. Maybe we should have waited a touch longer. Gasly's made up for that bad first sector with a very, very strong middle sector.
Clear. Charge button off for last corner.
As he drives for the line. You just see Norris disappearing round turn one. And it's a purple middle final sector as well. Right, to
You are good
Lando.
to go.
Toyota in front. Gets out of our way nicely. 32.6 is pretty good. Max has got Charles Leclerc in front. Clears him quickly. Did he get through cleanly? See what his first sector is. 32.6 as well. So it looks like he's okay. 27.5 for Norris, just a touch quicker than Gasly. Evening Ingram family. What's my least favourite track? In game or in real life? Oh no! No! God damn it. Norris is out qualifying.
Red flag, red flag.
And that's broken that brand new rear wing that we can't replace.
Now
So a
this
pit
was on
lane
the
start.
straight.
Well, he was going to be at the back of the grid anyway. But a pit lane start for
And
Norris.
ends up in
So
the
we have
wall.
to
That will have knocked their confidence, I'm sure.
switch apart. Plus, that's a brand new engine. Please don't have done any engine damage. I'm dreading seeing how bad that's going to be. So it's going to be a little bit of a scramble. For a few cars. Still half the grid has failed to set a time yet. Least favourite track in game, probably Qatar. Least favourite track in real life.
Brake warming reminder.
Okay.
That's a toss-up. Monaco's great for qualifying. It's terrible for Grand Prix racing. It might be a little bit different this year. I mean, it can't be any worse this year. I'm hoping it's going to be better. And it's also going to be considerably more dangerous with the closing speed differential being so high this season. Again, Qatar is another contender. I don't like that track because it never seems to provide much in the way of really exciting racing. It'll be, again, could be very, very different experience this time around. This season, going to Qatar with the changed regulations.
Gap is good. Good to go.
There's a whole bunch of traffic popping out in front of us. Wrong button. Wrong button. Oh, wow. That's a much better... Oh, God, no! Oh, my God! What the hell? Both of my drivers have wrecked the car in Q1. Oh my God. I don't have a spare front wing either.
Unbelievable.
All right, Lily's favourite track in game, Jeddah. It's just, what the hell? Oh my God. Well, we are out of qualifying, and both of our drivers are going to have to start from the pit lane because of wing changes. And even a front-on impact like that could do some damage to my powertrain. Oh, God, what a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare qualifying has been. Neither driver even set a time. See if Oscar decides to join us on the back row. No. At the back of the grid. If Danhausen's watching and he's cursed me, I'm sorry, I don't know what I did, but please undo. Going to be a long race. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a lot of hard work to get much out of this Grand Prix. I mean, the car's good when it's not in a barrier. So at least we have that going for us. We should hopefully be able to pick our way through the field a bit, but yeah, front runners are probably going to scamper off into the distance unless we get safety cars or red flags during the race to keep the field close. It is normally a one-stop, this Grand Prix. I'm wondering if a two-stop might be a better way to go, given how far back we're going to be. Allow us to be really aggressive, trying to push through the traffic in the first stint, get an undercut, and then take it from there. And 32.1 in the opening sector was mighty. Now we know why it was so fast, because Max forgot to hit the brake pedal. There's still 10 cars who have not set a time yet. Well, 9 cars. All right, Oscar up to the line. He's not going to have time for another run, so this is it. It's third place. That's enough to get him through. Mini's run. Oh, let's open something there. Let's close that. Mini's run not good enough. He is looking like he might well get eliminated. Unless we get another red flag. Then who knows, all bets are off. Here comes Doohan into the final sector. Looking to find an improvement. A lot of traffic on track. It's going to make it awkward for some people. Doohan improves to P4. He should be safe. Gasly looking to improve. I mean, he's probably safe as it is. We've got Porsche and Drugovich on the lap at the moment as well. Hadjar about to start a lap. Is Mini out there? On an in lap. So Mini's done. He's not going to have time for another run. Gasly goes very quick in the middle sector again. Let's see. Colapinto currently P7, probably already safe. Albon yet to set a time on the track. And looks like he's about to start his lap. Who is next? Porsche will be next as Gasly improves and goes top. Here comes Teo. Teo improves to P9. Drugovich goes P14. He's not safe at all. Next across the line will be Hadjar. Seconds left in the session. Time for everyone to get their final lap started. Hadjar drives for the line. And he's up to P6. What about Liam Lawson? Albon goes very quick in that middle sector. Quickest of anyone so far. First man to do a 27.4. Lawson goes second, so Lawson's safe. Second place for Albon. Lindblad goes P8. Fornaroli not necessarily safe. Mini is out for sure. Drugovich is out. Bearman goes through. Leclerc in danger, but about to cross the line. Looks like he should be okay. Antonelli behind him. Antonelli only gets to 16th. Mick might knock him out here. And does. So Antonelli is out, along with the two Minardis, Felipe Drugovich, and both of our cars. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Antonelli's going to have a difficult weekend as well. Pick through to the next session, though. And said we needed a result. It's come at his teammates' expense so far, but there's no guarantee he's going to do well in the next session. And of course, we're going to have to simulate the rest of qualifying because we're not going to be taking part. We won't even have the option to watch. So that is the end of our qualifying adventure this weekend. It's Hadjar who sticks it on pole. Wow. Isaac gets pole position. Oscar's second. That's not good. Then it's Sainz, Albon, Lawson, Leclerc, Gasly, Lindblad, Colapinto, and Porsche in the top 10. So, let me see. Mick finished one place above his teammate. Oh dear, oh dear. Russell down in 14th place. No, 15th place. Sonoda, Bortoletto, Bearman, and Doohan. We know there's a penalty for Fornaroli, so that will drop him to the back of the active grid. Is anyone else going to be joining us in the pit lane, I wonder? Let's find out, shall we?
The drivers are getting ready here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, preparing for 50 flat-out laps under the lights.
Jeddah street circuit certainly makes the high speeds of F1 racing a thrilling affair. But even a world champion can be caught out in between the narrow walls, just as Max Verstappen found out in 2021.
The Jeddah street circuit has one of the fastest average speeds, as well as the most corners of any track on the calendar. Good high-speed downforce is going to make life in the fast lane a little easier for drivers here this weekend. Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Okay, so amended grids. They see Fornaroli starting from the back row. We are starting from the pit lane. How bad's the damage? It's not going to be good. Oh, please don't be bad. Gearbox at 39%. What the? Oh no. Engine is down from 99 to 89. ERS at 57. Oh my god. I'm going to have to buy at least a full round of engine parts for Norris. Maybe more than that now as well. What about Max? Engine down 15%. ERS is still healthy. Gearbox has taken a little bit of damage, but negligible. But that engine's lost 15% from a front-on nose, running nose in to that turn there. That's bad. Oh god, I don't even have enough chassis left either. At least I've got a spare front wing come through, which means I might have a spare rear wing as well. No, I don't. Oh, man. It's going to be a very painful race. I'm going to change the gearbox again. This is an absolute shocker. So, the one stop, not looking that viable, it would seem. It's unusual. Just two stop it is. I've got so many tyres to choose from. I think we'll start on the mediums just in case we get an early safety car. Or an early red flag, and then we can just go something a little different, maybe. Actually, no, that's probably not a good idea, because we've only got the one set of medium tyres, haven't we? So, let's start on the softs. We'll go to the mediums next. There we go. And then for Max, Max could potentially pull off the one stop here, actually. Yeah, Max. So why can't Norris? Interesting. We will try the one stop with Max. We are going to take... 3 or 4 laps. Let's take 3 laps out. There's no point pushing anything here because we're starting from the pit lane. Same here. Again, we'll take 3 laps out. And there we go. Right, I am going to go grab a quick drink from the fridge. I will leave you with the opening sequences when we come back from these quick adverts.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. And we certainly know what Max Verstappen is capable of.
And with this, they make their 300th race start in Formula One. I'm excited to see what they can do today.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. We're now moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Interesting way to celebrate our 300th race, or Max's 300th race, as that's a really strong start for Isaac. Albon stays ahead of Sainz, Piastri in third. We are finally released from the pit lane. Let's see, we've got 4 cars starting on mediums. That's Sainz, Leclerc, Colapinto and Russell. Everyone else on soft tyres.
Car behind is Norris.
We are on the field already. Track temperature 46.3 degrees. Mini's got a fault already.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
As he tries to go side by side
Verstappen.
with Felipe Drugovich and squeezes his way through. Fornaroli trying to do the same.
So let's have mode push now, please.
Yeah. So deployed.
Yeah, confirm.
Cheeky Norris goes, oh, there's a gap there. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Enabled. Okay, next car, Norris.
We have different specs. Norris has got the Mark III chassis, Max with a Mark II. But Norris gets his way past Fornaroli. But Max is running the Mark III rear wing. And Norris is running the Mark II. Of the two, I would say Norris's car is probably slightly quicker. Temps are spiraling up pretty high already. So we can probably switch to a one-stop for Norris.
Confirm.
Slow down now.
Yeah.
Hadjar still leads Oscar right on his gearbox in seconds and actually gets him into turn, well, final turn. Turn 27. He'll have the DRS across the line potentially. Actually, no, he wouldn't have done.
I just don't have the pace.
Continue, keep going.
Albon's closed back up now. Max is going to have a look at the inside. And gets the move done.
Charge on.
Yep.
And charge button on.
Yeah, confirm.
So we're no longer last, but not by much. Yeah, look at tyre temps, 108 degrees still, because we're in that dirty air. Piastri trying to break away from Hadjar. I think he might just about have done it. Hadjar's back there again. So at least Oscar's not scampering off into the distance. As Porsche gets past Lindblad, Bearman gets past Colapinto. Max struggling to stay with Lando at the moment. And here comes Lando looking for a move up the inside. He's compromised in the approach to the corner with Mini hugging the inside there. Track temperature eased down a little bit, 44.4 now, a couple of degrees lower than at the start, still falling. And that's bringing the tyre temps down a little bit. It's good because they were definitely on the verge of overheating. And Max is struggling a little bit. Norris's engine's starting to get a little hot in the dirty air.
You need to be mode push.
Okay.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Okay, confirm. Yep.
You've got the pace. You can do this.
Okay.
This time we do get alongside Felipe. And we should be able to outpower him. There we go. But we'll be out of battery now. Let's go into harvest mode.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Confirm.
Charge on.
Okay.
We're okay to push a bit harder if you can.
And now Piastri looks like he's starting to break away. Gap up to about 1.8 seconds.
increase lift and coast.
Yeah, all good.
And this is why we underfueled. Partly because of safety car threats / red flag threat, but also to help keep these engine temps under control in the dirty air. Yeah, Max's pace is nowhere, is it? Still can't keep up. We've got a yellow flag out there. That is a red flag. Sainz is wiped out.
Safety car deployed. And we need to jump.
Let's watch these cars as they
This
head
might
into
be
turn
a
10.
saving grace for us here.
Pushing a bit too hard at this point. Oh, and the cars there, unable to keep out of each other's way.
Oh,
A bitter
yeah,
blow,
Albon
too,
hit
for
the
more than
barrier,
one
skidded
driver
across.
from the pack.
Sainz tried to avoid it and ended up steering into exactly where Albon was headed. I hope we get a different angle from on a different replay there. So Albon and Sainz both out. Track very much blocked.
Let's see what happened there. Here we are then at the 11th
All
corner.
right, see it from Albon
You
again.
can see how tight it is.
There we go. He's hit that barrier and
contact
then
between the
just
cars,
skidded across the
inevitable.
track straight to
The teams
Sainz,
will no doubt be
who
very keen
went the
to
wrong
establish
way.
the full extent of the damage.
So, that'll save us a little bit of fuel. A couple of kilos, maybe. Tyres. What do I want to do with tyres? I think probably switch to mediums. I'm expecting most cars will switch to hards.
It's time to pick up where we left off as the race restarts. It's lights out and away we go.
Oh wow, we saved a ton of fuel, look.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Confirm.
And tires are good to push.
Alright, so Norris has got ahead of Mini.
Load push.
Max is trying to get ahead of Felipe. Missed that overtake, let's see it. Oh yeah, just got alongside into the braking zone. I'm seeing a lot of softs around us actually. Did anyone go hards? Let's have a look. Porsche, Leclerc, Lindblad all put hards on. Oscar went with another set of softs. Gasly, Hadjar on mediums, and we're on mediums. Next up is Antonelli. But there's a lot more soft runners out there than I was expecting to see. A lot more. Issue developing for Bortoletto.
I cannot go forward.
And can we get alongside? Nope. Max is still stuck behind Mini as well.
It's difficult.
Right, let's concentrate.
It's difficult because of the
TGR
tyre
is
grip
enabled.
disparity. Might have a run on Antonelli here. Has to go back into the slipstream again. Pulls out for the final time. Can we get alongside? We can. Can we complete the move as Max is still behind Mini? And there we go, Norris up past Antonelli. That took a few bites of the cherry there.
Now look, here we head into turn 2. The gap
3
opens
times
up for
Norris pulled out of the slipstream, the third and final time being right before the braking zone.
Lando says, well, thank you very much.
But the move is done.
Charge on.
Mini with an issue. I don't know why I've clicked this. It's not going to give us any audio, is
The
it?
car's definitely not happy. Surely some kind of fault.
Everything's Storm Tracker. There we go. That's actually quite a serious looking fault for Mini. And finally, we're able to take advantage of that. Max is through.
Charge.
Norris has got Bortoletto as well. Norris is on a bit of a move here.
Right, we're at turn 14 here. Can they squeeze by?
There we go. That's why. Bortoletto was trying to have a look at the back
And
of
the overtake
the
is
Honda.
made.
Is that Leclerc? Or is that Tsunoda? It's Tsunoda. Yeah, Leclerc's up in the top 6. And we just went straight around the outside of him. Fornaroli gets past Mini as well. Mini's going to drop to the back of the grid and potentially get dropped by the entire field. It's a 1-2 for Ford right now. Piastri making the most of those soft tyres to be 2 seconds ahead of his teammate. And I think he's just going to scamper off into the distance. I don't think Hadjar's going to be able to get past Gasly either. So this is looking very, very good for Ford today. Not so good for us. We are still having to try and punch our way through. Lawson trying to put his softs to good use. Gets alongside Hadjar. It's not over yet. Here's another little look. And this time Lawson's got the move done, but he's going to give up the DRS and he's 2 seconds away from Gasly, so there's a good chance Hadjar will try and take him back. Evening Butler, how does my game look so realistic? There's a lot of mods. I am running a graphics mod as well. The maximal graphics mod, which is available on Overtake. It is linked in the video description down below. And that just crispens up some of the visuals.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there we go. Hadjar has got back ahead of Lawson. We're up to 14th with Norris. He's having a good old run at the moment. Max is still not having a particularly good race. And we need to think about when we're going to stop.
Next car in front, Tsunoda.
So let's plot in a new strategy. Look around lap 30. Should do the job.
We need to do more
Cool,
lifting
those
coast.
engines
Please
down.
increase by 10%.
Even though the track temps dropped to 40 degrees, engine temps are still going up in the dirty air. Ambient temperature is still quite high at 30 degrees. yeah, it's looking very comfortable looking forward, isn't it? 3-second gap just about between Oscar and Pierre, and then about the same back to Lawson. They're looking very comfortable. Right, choose a bit of battery on the exit here.
Mode push at the moment.
Yep.
DRS.
Yep.
Oh my god, trying to go 4 wide, that's never a good thing. And nothing happened as a result. We've definitely got more pace, but we just need to get into the clean air to use it. And that's going to be hard to do, very hard to do. Got to clear Antonelli first. We've got another yellow flag.
No DRS for the car behind.
Little lock-up for Mini. He's now 5 seconds
Right
off the
then,
pace.
we can take a
Or
look
off
now.
off the back of the group.
Now the action happens as they went into turn 16. Very heavy on the brakes. Now they did leave it very late.
He was already isolated, but that's dropped him another couple of seconds further back. We're pretty much out of battery again.
Charge on, please.
Okay.
Norris gets past Tsunoda.
On.
We'll see a replay of that in a second. We've got him up the inside. There we go.
Second.
Max is still stuck behind Kimi Antonelli. Right, we're going to refill Max's battery because we're going nowhere at the moment with him.
Charge on.
And we may as well do the same with Lando as well.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
Confirm.
So Norris just a couple of places away from the points now. Mick has that final points position in 11th. It's going to be a very slow afternoon for Max. Hasn't looked good since we put the Mark II chassis on him. It's worth quite a bit of speed, about half a kilometre an hour.
Tsunoda behind with DRS.
Plus downforce and DRS and acceleration as well, all negatively affected. Does have that better rear wing, but he had to split the losses across both cars. And we have got a very expensive set of builds coming up. We're going to have to start stockpiling some money for that. Mick and George fighting in front of Norris. Engine temps back under control.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Cool.
And we have to protect those engines because we've got no other ones. Ah, Jesus, I can't believe we're on our third engine and they're already below maximum strength. And we're not even at the halfway point of the season. We've been so unlucky with engine damage this season. Which I suppose, you know, averages out over the fact that we've not really had much in the way of engine issues in our previous 5 seasons. So law of averages suggested that we would probably have a bad season at some point. I'm just amazed it was this one. Gasly is now 4.5 seconds behind Oscar. Lawson and Hadjar still scrapping over third, but they're a little bit closer to Gasly. Norris just hanging on to Schumacher's DRS. Here comes Tsunoda. Can we hold him off? Yes, we can. For now, but Tsunoda's on a push, uses battery and takes that place back from us. It's all right. We'll get him back again.
I can't keep up with the guys ahead.
When we stop harvesting.
Continue like this.
Norris, sorry, Tsunoda should be happy here.
Nice.
Max is struggling to stay with Antonelli at the moment.
He does have DRS on you.
He can push his tyres a bit harder though.
The tyre guys believe that
And
we
have
can
to use his battery as well because we're under threat from Felipe Drugovich.
mode push.
Okay.
Did we get back into the DRS? Detection point comes after the corner. No, we didn't.
Charge on.
Okay.
I think we should be back in now.
Energies
There we go.
are good.
Right, into top up for Norris.
Charge button on.
Turn his tyres up a bit as well now.
So we need to push.
So given that tyres are definitely going to be overheating in this dirty air, my hope is that these guys on softs are going to have to box after not too many more laps. So Norris is getting a run on Tsunoda. And Max is starting to get a run on Antonelli. Tsunoda's getting a run on Bortoleto though, who's also out of DRS now.
And more energy available.
Yeah, confirm.
It's a little look. It's not close enough. Right, gap has come down a little bit. Just under 4 seconds now. You see Hadjar in the background. Lawson's dropped down to 5th as Leclerc's punched his way through. Leclerc might try and go the distance, which I think is a big risk. Definitely risking a puncture if he tries to go to the flag. are those on the hard tyres. Lindblad's, Porsche and
you are
Leclerc.
doing a good
Gonna
job
take that
on
gamble.
tyres.
Hopefully for their sake, no. But you never know.
I'm just so slow.
Race is long.
Mode push.
All right, this time we've got to run. We get alongside. Russell has taken 11th place away from Mick, and we've got to run on Mick. Oh, that's in the barrier for Tsunoda. No, oh no, there was contact
okay?
with Norris. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we might get a penalty for that. Watching this closely. Oh yeah, we just clipped his front wing as we came through, which nudged him into the barrier, so we might well get a penalty for that.
And for the crew watching on in the garage, that really must have been a
Hopefully
hard
it's
one
just
to
a racing
take.
incident, but we generally don't get that much luck with the
Crash in the main straight.
with the stewards. As Max
With the
is
debris on
finally
the
having a
straight.
look at Antonelli. Gets through, and with Tsunoda's wing being damaged, we might be able to pick him up pretty quickly as well.
We're happy with time management.
We finally get past Kimi. There we go. That took a lot there, and we did get the penalty. I knew it. I knew it. Damn. That's going to make things a bit more complicated for Lando. Just trying to get a run here on Schumacher. We're out of battery. Tyres are getting
And we
too
need
hot as
charge
well.
button on, charge button on.
So there's Max's tyres.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
Okay.
Cool your tyres.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, remember mode push.
Okay.
Right, does Tsunoda box? No, he's staying out until his next pit stop. That means we've got to get past him as quickly as we can. He still
Just a
looks
reminder
decently
on
quick,
grass.
Confirm.
annoyingly.
Charge on.
Yeah.
He's definitely suffering in the first sector, though. Really struggling in that first sector with that lack of extra downforce.
What about tyres?
Us putting the pressure on him in the braking zones is certainly not going to help him either. So now we might be able to get him a lot more straightforwardly now that he has no DRS to help him defend.
He has DRS.
Charge on.
Oh man, we're going to get swallowed up here if we don't get this move done.
Mode push, please.
Antonelli trying to come back around. I don't like going too wide round here. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we got punished there really badly.
Okay, let's get on it.
And
Still
Djokovic
able
might
to
get
play
us as
call.
well if we're not careful.
Pretty much
Oh,
next
come
race.
on. Getting boxed.
keep going.
There we go.
Charge.
Fornaroli is in the pits.
Okay.
He has switched to, is that a set of hard tyres? No, mediums. Yes. Kimi again. All right, Schumacher's out of DRS range. Chance for Norris here.
Tyre phase update when you can.
They're not too bad.
And we need to increase pushing status.
Still margin to push a bit harder through turn 6 and turn 12.
Oh, it's a safety car, and we are going to take advantage of this as Gasly's binned it. Oh, is that him out? I think it is. Right, let's... I really don't want a lot of extra fuel. It's too early for softs. We're going to have to go hard tyres.
And we need to increase lift and coast by 30%.
Okay.
Oh, the safety car's going to pick up Oscar.
Safety car deployed.
Oh, this is going to really hurt Oscar.
But oh, they can't avoid making contact. And that won't do
Bit
their
of luck
confidence
for
any
us
good.
at last.
As for the team back in the garage, that was a tough moment to watch.
This is going to work out beautifully for Isaac. Isaac was able to dive into the pits. Safety car has picked up. Oh shit, we've got the penalty, haven't we? Oh, this is going to hurt Max. Well, the hound said that Max is a little bit further back. We might actually be able to clear him. Oh, beautiful. And we were able to get past Sonoda as well, who was having that wing change. I'm assuming he was having a wing change. Yeah. Still got some major damage on his car, though. There is Fornaroli, having pitted a lap or so before onto a set of mediums. So we are P13, P15. We need to
Got to him.
get ourselves
1.4.
into clean air. Keep the temperatures down.
3-0.
Try to reduce the hits on the curb.
Yeah.
Our engine temps are going to go up a little bit, but I really do not want to take on extra fuel here because we're not going to be able to burn it off.
So there was a crash.
Is everyone alright?
We'll
Everything
just
is
push our
okay.
temperatures through the roof, and we're
So
going to
they
pick
are
up a
still
lot of
cleaning
spare
up
fuel
the
behind the
track.
safety car here. Could potentially be a short one. Looking at the field, it's all tightened up again, but look at this. Look, Leclerc, who started on those hards, might try and go the distance. He's up to P2. Hadjar, who boxed under the safety car from second place, thanks to that crash from Gasly, has come out in third on a brand new set of hard tyres, as has Colapinto. And Oscar still on those softs that he put on the safety car restart, so he's going to have to stop again. Almost certainly for another set of softs. But if he boxes now, he will come out at the back of the grid, so he's going to have to tough it out, I think. Be amazed if he dives in here. Oh, he is diving in here. Oh, well, that has changed everything, because he will come out behind everybody, with the possible exception of Mini. But crucially, he will come out multiple places behind us. Oh, damage limitation in full effect here for us. We could have lost a ton of points to Ford and to Oscar today, and now, as things stand, neither's going to happen. huge slice of luck for us. You can see already we're almost a kilo overfueled.
And tire temperatures are good.
Yeah, confirm.
Looks like we're doing another lap. Safety car notification would have happened by now if we were going racing at the end of this lap. So, we've got 3 retirements. Gasly out in bringing out this safety car. Before that, Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz. It is a penalty for Albon. Not really a fair penalty. I mean, he had a big shunt in the barrier, had no control over the car as it came off the barrier back across the track and collected Carlos Sainz, but that is just the way the game works. We have served our penalty without hurting Max in the process, which was very nice, for our little collision with Tsunoda. Tsunoda has now cleared that damage. It was just front wing damage. You can see that the damage symbol has gone now that he's out of the pit lane. So I thought he might have some major lingering damage, but he doesn't. And Oscar has boxed and come out behind everybody because the safety car picked him up before he had a chance to react. So with half distance fast approaching, it is Leclerc leading on the set of hards he put on that red flag. Might try and go the distance, which would be a bit of a risk. The safety car will certainly potentially help with that wear, but he is tucked up behind the safety car, so his tyres are going to be hot right now. Then it's Hadjar, Colapinto, Lawson, Pourchaire, Doohan, Bearman, Schumacher, Russell, Bortoletto, who has a minor issue with the car, and Lindblad. That is your points position, 1st through 11th. Norris sits P12, just outside the points. Then it's Antonelli, once again, ahead of Max Verstappen. Felipe Drugovich, then Fornaroli, Tsunoda. Piastri down in 18th place now, and Mini with a major issue with his car. He's very slow, down in 19th place. Are we going racing at the end of this lap? I think we might be going again, because again, we should have had that notification by now. We're over 2 kilos. That's over a lap now. 2.1 kilos is about what it is for a lap of fuel here. So we're over a lap over fueled. We are going to need to try and burn that off. But we're going to have to pick and choose where and when we do that, because engine temps are high. the end of this sector, we should get that notification to say the safety car's coming in. Temps now up to 120. This has been a really bad Grand Prix for us in terms of our engine supply. And there we go, safety car is
Safety
ending.
car in this lap. Try to focus on these tires to get ready.
Yeah, confirm.
We're going to go very aggressive off the restart.
Pick the pace back up. Let's get after these cars in front. So let's go mode push.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, leader is dropping back from the safety car.
And we are back to green flag conditions, and that's into the barrier for Antonelli, and it's a red flag. Oh, Oscar.
Safety car.
If you had stayed out, you could have changed your tyres for free and stayed in the lead. Oh, dear. And this is great for Charles Leclerc, who now has a real shot
I lost the car.
at winning this Grand Prix. And after all those laps behind the safety car, it's now another red flag.
Heading down the straight.
So we're now going to be even more
Unable to do
overfueled.
anything about that crash.
At least the
I
engine temps
imagine
will be
their
cool again.
confidence will have taken a knock. And not much that the team can do about that one.
Right, I need to decide whether or not to stay on the hards or maybe switch to a set of softs. I could make the soft work. Choices. No, we're going to stay with the hards. I think it's a smarter play with the temperatures as they are. It gives us more flexibility on overheating. They won't be quite as grippy or quite as quick, but...
Here we go once more. The track is ready, and so are the drivers.
they'll be a lot more durable.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
7.4 kilo. That's 3.5 laps of fuel that we've got on board here. Max gets ahead of Norris. It's another red flag.
And safety car deployed.
Had just crashed. Oh my god. What is going on? We're going to be about 10 laps overfueled now. No, not 10 laps, sorry, 10 kilos overfueled.
And look at the team there. They all knew what that moment meant.
This is getting silly. Leclerc did put on a set of softs.
And you can just feel the frustration from the team watching on the monitors.
Ah, dear, oh dear. I wonder if we're going to get anywhere close to Canada levels of retirement again. If this keeps going, maybe. Still outside the points. But actually, no, that will put Max into 11th place and Norris into 12th once Antonelli's retirement is taken out of the equation. Not Antonelli, sorry, Hadjar. We are now on lap 28. Now I'm going to make the switch to softs.
A sense of deja vu here as the drivers once again face the countdown.
Yeah, no shit. It's deja vu.
It's lights out and away we go.
Oh, we're focused on Lindblad for some reason. I don't know why. There we go. Max is up to 10th. As he's got past Bortoletto. He is on the attack. Norris manages to fight off Drugovic. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide. This is risky. Oh my God, he's going to get them both. What a move from Max Verstappen. That was sensational. Norris has picked off Bortoletto as well. We have to see that replay.
Now we're watching Max Verstappen here.
Oh, the tiniest of gaps. He squeezes in. He's so close to that wall.
Fantastic driving that was.
Take it down, son. That was phenomenal. Max is up to P8.
We need to do.
I'm at 11.4 kilos. I've just seen the fuel load. That's ridiculous.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
Cool. DRS is enabled.
Can we get the run on Bearman? Probably not, with the tyres in the low setting. As Norris is side by side with Lindblad. Can we outpower him with the battery? Yes, we can. Lovely stuff. Right, into top up.
Charge button on. Confirm.
Charge on, please.
Max might go to the inside again. He doesn't this time around. So both of our cars into the points now. Fastest lap belongs to Hadjar, who will not get the point for it at the moment because he is out. To go along with the bonus point that he will get for pole position, we've got a yellow flag. It's a VSC. Fornaroli is out.
So virtual safety car deployed. Virtual safety car deployed.
These
Another
are the drivers
retirement.
taking turn 22. And there
At least
is
it's
the
not
contact.
another red
Now their
flag.
confidence will have taken a hit with that.
So one Minardi out, the other one's still going, but in very unhealthy conditions.
Charge button
No,
on.
not pit.
Yeah, confirm.
It's going to give us another replay of that. Again, just try and bring those temperatures down a bit. Look at our engine temps.
Cool the car.
Ambient temperature's gone up again. It's now 31.3 degrees, 44.8 on track. going to accrue even more spare fuel here, unfortunately.
Debris on the track. You're currently P8.
I am amazed how things have turned out from a disaster for us to actually looking not too bad.
20 laps to go at the end of this one.
You lose so many points to both Ford and Oscar today, and well, that is just not going to happen. And it all started with Gasly putting it in the barrier and bringing out that red flag. In fact, no, he didn't bring out the red flag, did he? He brought out a safety car instead of a red flag, and that destroyed not only Ford's chance of a really strong finish, but it destroyed Oscar's chance as well. As a safety, he wasn't able to make the pits before the safety car came out. The safety car picked him up instantly. So when he came around the following lap and boxed, it dropped into the back of the grid. We now have about 6 laps of spare fuel here, with 19 laps to go. Six retirements. Feels like it should be more.
Okay.
Track temperature now 45 degrees.
Energies are good.
Yeah, confirm.
And there we go, we're going back
VSC ending.
to racing conditions again.
Yeah.
Mode push.
Yeah.
DRS enable. Use the energy.
Okay. Yeah, confirm.
And of course, because it was a VSC, DRS will be active instantly.
Cool.
So we should be able to punch our way past Bearman here. Schumacher's looking very, very aggressive. There we go. That's that position gained. Can Norris get through as well? He's got Lindblad giving him close attention.
Right, let's concentrate.
It's going to be tricky to try and punch through with everyone tucked up in the DRS as they are.
Next car in front is Schumacher. Continue like this.
Well, with a nice little lead building over Liam Lawson, 3.5 seconds, and growing. Max just about made it onto the back of George, who is fighting with Doohan for P5.
No worries, mate.
Schumacher's about to lose the DRS to Bearman. This will give us an opportunity.
Charge button on, charge button on.
Confirm.
And if Mick picks it back up again here. I think he did. Yeah, he did.
Race is long.
Just a reminder on DRS.
Confirm.
Lawson is now 5.5 seconds behind. That gap has exploded again. Leclerc could well be getting his first win for Honda.
Continue, keep going.
And everyone else is tucked up behind Liam Lawson, look. Apart from Mini, the entire field is stuck behind Lawson. Switch to Max. Russell is trying to punch his way past Doohan here. There's no space to pop into at the moment.
Car in front is Russell. Remember, a long way to go in this race. Charge on.
Okay.
Let's try and rebuild our batteries a bit.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Confirm.
Right, Mick might have a chance. Bearman is just hanging on to our DRS at the moment. That's a little look. He said in qualifying that he needs a result this weekend. He needs to kickstart his Ferrari season. This would be a good opportunity for him to get some decent
You've got
points.
Russell in front of you.
15 laps to go. Leclerc leads Colapinto by a little over 5 seconds. Lawson in third. Then it's Porsche, Doohan, Russell, Verstappen in P7. Bearman 8th. 9th for Schumacher. 10th for Norris.
He's not
Lindblad in the final position of points in 11th. Then Bortoletto, Drugovic, Sonoda, Piastri down in 15th still. And Mini cut adrift by 8 seconds at the back of the grid with a very sick car. Fastest lap is still up for grabs. We'll go for it sooner rather than later before the tyres drop out of their best performance window. Or, you know, completely drop out of it. Evening, Johnny. All right, we've got a chance to get past George, who has lost the DRS. We go around him and we pick up the DRS as well. Oh, excuse me.
Just do your best. Charge on.
So Max up to P6. He looked really sluggish in the first part of this Grand Prix, and he's come alive a little bit. Schumacher has got past Bearman. He's given up the DRS to do it. Bearman's going to try and retake that place. Is that going to open up a window of opportunity for Norris? No, Mick just chopping back in front. And there is Lindblad trying to get past Bortoletto behind us. And I think he's done it. He has.
Confirm.
Max is back on to DRS again with Doohan. Porsche is just slipping away Colapinto trying to push the pace a little bit at the front of the train since he's got past Lawson.
Car behind is Russell. Okay, let's get on it. Still everything to play for. Charge on.
Yeah, after a really slow start to the race for Max, where he just didn't look quick at all, he's really come alive since all the red flags. It's amazing what getting in the points does for you.
So deployed. Yeah, all good.
Right, we're going to go for a fastest lap attempt
Mode push.
with Max. We are not off to a good start because we lost the DRS. But we have dropped Russell. Some gaps starting to open up. Schumacher gets back ahead of Bearman. Fastest lap on this lap.
There's progress to be made.
So we'll not overheat the tyres.
No management required.
Can set ourselves up for a move on Doohan by dropping him out of the DRS with enough pressure. Didn't quite get to pull that off.
Few of the fastest.
We got the fastest lap anyway. 131.2. And we got Doohan as well. So that's P5 for Max. Lovely stuff. An issue for Bortoletto.
My camera's going forward.
Norris is still stuck. We're going to have to give him
Charge button on.
some tyre push soon, I think, just to help him.
Yeah, confirm.
But let's do it now. If we can muscle our way past Bearman, we should pick off Schumacher pretty quickly before he gets back onto Russell. We need to start moving Norris forward or else he's going to get left behind. He's still stuck at the back of this train, unable to find his own way through.
You've done a good job with the tires.
Yeah, confirm. Charge on.
All right, there we go. We're past Ollie Bearman. Schumacher has closed the gap as the fastest lap is taken away. A 1:31.0. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. 6 seconds the gap to Colapinto now. Drugovich with an issue.
But there! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
Evening, Mike.
And we need to look after the tires.
Confirm.
Schumacher is vulnerable again. have a lot of battery. Let's hope we can do it normally. Is Mick about to get that DRS? I think he is. Damn it. He's going to get that DRS from George again. Oh, he didn't. But he's close enough to get it on the next area. We will close up, though. Max has closed up onto the back of Teo. We need some battery if we're going to go for this fastest lap. We need to do it soon.
Charge on.
And we need more battery to be able to pull that off. Lindblad and Bearman switch places.
P9.
Ten laps to go. I don't know. We can have enough pace to go after Charles Leclerc, but we can certainly get onto the podium with Max. And I'd like to think Norris has got an outside chance of the podium. He needs a top three if we want to get some money out of him from the sponsors.
What about tyres?
Yeah, tyres are okay for now.
Let's get after these cars in front.
Evening, Nigel. All right, here's our fastest lap attempt.
You are currently P5.
Oh, Schumacher.
Gap behind is 2.2 seconds.
Ah, he blocked us. We were within
Push.
within like a hundredth of Mick for a second then. Mick looking to make the move on George. There's no way through for Norris until they resolve that.
Are good.
Yeah, go.
Side by side with Porsche, we should be able to out-drag him. There we go. So much more grip. And can we get straight onto Lawson for the next DRS zone? It's looking good. Into peak confidence. Colapinto now 7.5 seconds behind Leclerc.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Confirm.
We need to reduce K1 usage.
Fastest lap for Max, a 130.1. So almost a second quicker than Leclerc's effort. We need to calm those tyres down again.
Get those tyres temperatures down.
Back into harvest.
Okay.
Charge.
Oh, hello. Sneaky lunge on Lawson. That's beautiful. So that's second place guaranteed now for Max.
Not too bad, huh?
He still can't get past Schumacher. Come on, Norris. He was so effective in the first half of the race.
Yeah, all good.
To start helping him out here, but we've dropped Mick out of DRS range
Continue like this.
with the pressure. So now we should be able to clear Mick and then immediately clear George as well. No, contact. It's a VSC, it's damage to Norris. We might get another penalty for that.
Continue, keep going.
God damn it. It's a full safety car.
Check the car, big hit.
I don't have a spare front wing.
So safety car deployed. Charge on. Stay as close as possible to the delta.
Okay.
And we need to keep working on tires
I
and
could
brakes.
box, but it's just not worth it. I didn't actually box, did I? That's good. I thought I'd put a box order in. So we're going to stay out. Let's see that contact again. It's hard to see if we were definitely at fault for that from that angle. We would have preferred an overhead view to make a clear distinction.
And while all that was happening, the crew in the garage could do...
Well, we weren't fully alongside. Schumacher is out. There goes any chance of a good finish for him. Or a finish at all, for that matter.
Ferrari in the wall.
Is everyone okay?
Just watch for debris on the track.
So everyone's boxing. I could have boxed, but I didn't deem it necessary, given the
What position am I
few
in?
laps we're actually going to get
So
to
P7.
race. And the fact that we have been pretty good looking after our tyres.
7 laps to go.
It's
Try to
moved
reduce
Oscar up
curb
into
usage
ninth, so
on
he's
settling
into the
the car.
points. Plus, everybody behind Max did not stop, and we do get the penalty.
Yeah, confirm.
That's a second penalty this weekend. It's been a bit of a disaster for us this weekend. And yet, we are on for a podium with Max. I don't know what we're going to be able to do with Norris. He stands to lose a lot of places because of that penalty. Laps to go. Charles Leclerc leads from Colapinto and Verstappen. Lawson,
6
Porsche
laps to go
doing.
at the end of this one.
Then it's Norris in 7th with a 5-second penalty. And some minor front wing damage that we can't fix because we don't have any more wings. Then it's Felipe Drugovich, who does have a minor fault. That will potentially help keep Oscar frustrated for a little bit. Maybe not for that long. Oscar in 9th now, Russell 10th, having just boxed. Lindblad 11th, 12th for Bortoletto, 13th for Tsunoda, 14th for Bearman, and Mini 15th. Will close back up again, but once again will finish this race adrift of everybody else. Going to have another lap behind the safety car. So that's going to be just 5 racing laps. We're going to be so heavily overfueled. Back to 6 laps overfueled again.
Laps to go.
Okay.
And with the whole field bunched back up again, there's less of a risk of somebody behind stealing the fastest lap. Unless we give them an opportunity to go for it. Keep the fuel delta good. No shit, we're not limited on fuel. If we can keep the field relatively tight, that's going to make it very hard to get the fastest lap. And if we start opening the gaps up, which we're going to have to kind of do with Norris, we've got to push him to try and minimize how many places he's going to lose when that 5 seconds kicks in. Going racing at the end of this lap. Four laps left when we cross the line. More than enough tyre to get us to the end. It looks like we're going another lap behind the safety car. So 3 laps, and this is now starting to become a little difficult for Norris, and it's going to reduce Max's opportunity to maybe get on terms with Charles Leclerc. We should have better tyres than Leclerc, I would like to think. We have pushed them on a couple of occasions, but we've also kept them in this low setting for a long time. And there are 2 laps less wear, I think, to Charles as well.
4 laps to go.
Yeah.
fastest lap. This is where we should find out. End of the second sector. Ah, finally, there we go.
So safety car in this lap. And we may restart
Just
next
6.5
lap.
laps of spare fuel on board with 3 laps to go.
Mode push.
Okay.
Let's get after these cars in front.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Safety car in
Track
the pit
has
lane.
gone green. And there we go. As Bortoletto gets a fault. Is that something terminal? Doesn't look like it. It's a very good restart from Charles.
There are 3 laps remaining, including this one.
Okay.
I was hopeful Norris might get past Doohan on the restart, but did not.
Race is long.
And Leclerc is sprinting like crazy. No DRS on this lap. It's got to be done the old-fashioned way.
This focus is a long race.
Not a short race, not an early start. We just went out of qualifying very early on, both cars crashing in Q1. So we had to basically sim through the rest of qualifying, and that shortened things up a bit.
Right, let's concentrate.
Leclerc sets a new fastest lap.
DRS enable.
1 lap to go at the end of this one.
Yeah, okay.
Charge on.
Okay.
And
So we're not going to
touch
win.
button on, please.
We're not going to be able to catch Leclerc. Best we can do with Max is second place. Yeah, it'll be normal time tomorrow. Norris goes around the outside. Yes, there we go. Doohan, for whatever reason, decided to go to the inside line there.
Now. Continue like this. Charge button on.
Confirmed.
Max gets Colapinto.
That was good racing.
Good job, good job.
Oh, whoa, come on. Lawson, that was reckless.
Confirm. Confirm.
Last time lap.
Okay.
Moat push.
Yeah.
ERS.
Confirm. Confirm. Okay, confirm.
We're going to lose so many places with Norris once that penalty kicks in at the end here. Bortoletto's just gone terminal. Oh, very terminal. And we just couldn't even get back on terms with Teo.
And just a reminder on garage.
Yeah, confirm.
How many places are we going to lose?
Okay, that's
A
the
few.
checkered flag.
Oh, God, yeah, everybody's going to get past. We're going to be 15th.
Great job.
Ah,
Thank you very much.
A great drive today from Max Verstappen.
Definitely a well-deserved podium. You've got to say their race strategy was very good indeed.
21st to
Well, they've been
2nd.
waiting for this, haven't they? And it's only right that they make the most of it. And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
I can't believe we're seeing a 9th podium of the season. Just incredible consistency.
And finally now, the drivers can relax after an eventful weekend at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Some weird shadowing on our...
Well, Karoon, how do you think they'll be feeling
On
in the
our
team
podium there.
garage at the end of that?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
Okay then, and a big thank you to everyone for joining us this weekend here in Jeddah.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
Confirmation then of the final result. Charles Leclerc gets his first win of the season, and he held on to the fastest lap as well, a 129.998. So he gets that bonus point. Max in second, up 19 places. 13 points for him. Franco Colapinto gets a podium for Williams. Then it's Lawson in P4, mainly thanks to some very interesting defending against Norris on the penultimate lap. And then Porsche in P5. Doohan in P6. Drugovich P7. So a very good day for TGR, with both cars finishing well in the points today. Russell gets 8th place. Oscar 9th. Damage limitation after that awful strategy blunder, dropping him all the way down to the back of the grid on that safety car. Then behind we have Arvid Lindblad in 10th place. Bearman in 11th. Both HiTechs managing to score some points. And then it's Yuki Tsunoda in 12th. 13th for Bortoletto. 14th for Mini. Somehow he didn't finish bottom. Norris finishing last by 11 thousandths of a second. Because of that 5-second penalty. We just did not have enough time to try and open up enough of a gap maybe I should have boxed him under the safety car just to at least give him a chance of getting in the points. Never mind. Let's see what that's done to the... we had some retirements to go through as well, don't we? Schumacher, Fornaroli, Hadjar, who did get the bonus point for qualifying on pole. Antonelli, Gasly, Albon, and Sainz all retiring. We lost 7 cars into the driver standings. Max stretching his lead at the top of the standings. 183 points for him now. Norris, thanks to his penalty and not getting any points at all, is now 36 points further back on 147. He is 20 points clear of Oscar, who closed up by 3. He's on 127. George on 75 in P4. Then it's Gasly P5. No points today. He stays on 62. Charles Leclerc's win, his first of the season, has seen him jump up 4 places into 6th, overtaking Antonelli, Lindblad, Tsunoda, and Albon. 48 points for him. Antonelli on 45. Lindblad also now on 45 points. Then it's Tsunoda with 43. Albon with 33. Hadjar's pole position point gets him up 1 place into 11th as he moves clear of Sainz. Now 3 points behind Albon on 30. Sainz with 29, 27 points for teammate Porsche, up to 27 points, with 7 scored today. Lawson gains a place. He's up to 23. Colapinto's 10 points gets him up 3 places. So he's now 15th with 18 points. 1 ahead of Ollie Bearman, who's down 2 places with 17 points. 17th is Doohan with 11 points. And then also on 11 points, Mini and Bortoletto. Neither of those two scoring today. Drugovic up to 9 points now. Then it's 4 points for Fornaroli, and Schumacher still bottom, 33 points. Of course, Ugo not in action today. Not back in action until tomorrow. In the constructor standings, we actually pulled out 10 points over Ford. So we have 330 points. They have 189. The gap now sits at 141 points. Looking very, very healthy indeed. McLaren in 3rd on 105. Then it's Honda up to 91 points now, thanks to Leclerc's win. They are in 4th place with 91 points. 14 points behind McLaren, and a nice healthy 29-point lead over HiTech, who sit 5th with 62 points. Then it's Mercedes with 56. Williams move ahead of Ferrari. They're now just 5 points behind Mercedes and 3 ahead of Ferrari on 51. Ferrari on 48. Still no points this weekend. 32 points now for TGR. They picked up some good points. 13 this weekend. 6 points for Audi, sees them up to 22 points. Minardi still bottom, 15 points. That gap starting to re-establish itself just a little bit. In the pit stop challenge, we did get a pit stop for our drivers. It doesn't look like we were quick enough with Max. Let's see. Max is, 2.1, not close at all. So Porsche gets the quickest stop. Once again, Mercedes stretching their lead at the top of the table. Williams also, I think, outscoring us. Again, might possibly have overtaken us here. They are on 18 points today. We get 3rd place. HiTech get 4th and 9th. 5th for Audi. 6th for McLaren. 7th for Minardi. They are no longer on just 1 point. And they get 10th as well. So they go from 1 point up to 8 tonight. Still going to be a long way behind everybody else, but they're in the points with both cars today. Ford gets 8th place with Oscar as well. So standings now look like this. 254 points for Mercedes, and they outscored us by 10. The gap increasing. We're on 161, so we are 87 points behind them now. That's a pretty big gap. No, that's not right. 87? Is it? 83. We're 83 points behind. We'll get there in the end. Williams are on 156. They are now just 5 points behind us. They closed up by 3 today. 122 points for Ford. They're on 4th place. No points for TGR. They stay 5th with 100. McLaren move above Ferrari by 3 points. They're up to 85 now and into 6th place. Ferrari 7th with 82. Audi on 57. HiTech moving above Honda. They're on 48 points, Honda on 38. Minardi now up to 8 points and closing in on double digits, but still quite a way of drift at the bottom of the standings. We got a bonus for Max of $1 million. We've got no money for Norris because despite crossing the line in 6th, oh, that's interesting. For the sponsors, it registered him as 6th. Yeah, he finished 15th. I'm curious as to whether or not, if he'd actually finished in 3rd, it would have given us the money for that. Because he would have finished way further down after the 5-second penalty, but would that have counted? That is interesting. If anyone else gets in a situation like this, and a driver has a penalty which drops them out of that position, but they do make their sponsor target, please do let me know, because I'm very curious as to whether or not that would actually happen. Call it a bit of an experiment. Right, back to HQ, and let's tot up the damage, shall we? Evening, Clark. All right, we have 6.3 million in the bank, and yeah, that's going to disappear very quickly. A lot of parts got broken. I'm very curious what the board thought. Let's see. They were happy. I mean, we got 2nd place with Max, but obviously no points at all for Norris. So not even a top 10. You know, or a top 12, down in 15th place after that penalty. But no satisfied or disappointed. Well, that's quite nice. Board are very happy in general at the moment. Let's survey the damage, shall we? First off, though, we've got some scout reports to have a quick look at. So that's Lindblad's profile. 92 cornering. That's pretty good. 88 braking, 89 reactions. Accuracy 84, could do with a little bit of a boost, but not too bad. 88 smoothness, 87 in adaptability, so pretty competent in the wet. Not the greatest, but certainly not the worst. In the upper tier of wet weather drivers, it would appear. Overtaking and defending, probably his weakest stats. Yeah, they are his weakest stats, 82 and 83. But he's still pretty punchy when he wants to be. And this is the one we've been waiting for. This is Oscar. So, he's in enthusiastic. So, these stats will be +2 in reality. But these are his baseline stats. His cornering, 88. Only 88. I'm surprised. I thought that would be higher. 94 for braking and reactions. 93 for accuracy. 96 control. I mean, how often do we see Oscar make a big mistake during a race? Very rarely indeed. Smoothness 91, so he's good on his tyres as well. Adaptability 94, so he's strong in the wet. 92 and 94 in overtaking and defending, so he's strong there as well. Yeah, he is a bit of a package, isn't he? Let's do that comparison with Max, because I am curious. Max much stronger in cornering, slightly better in braking, less control, not as good in smoothness, better in adaptability. Are these Max's baseline stats as well? I think they are. Then 92 for overtaking, that's the same. Slightly worse in defending, slightly better in reactions. Accuracy for Max, very distorted at 78. That might explain why he was struggling a little bit in the first part of the race, because he's doing some sponsor work for us. So if we go to full profile, yeah, there you can see that 96 has gone up to a 98. And adaptability +2 to 100. So we actually got a proper side-by-side comparison of the stats there, which is nice. Still doesn't explain why Oscar's able to just kick us in the nads so effectively this season. Ocon has lost some performance. He's lost a point in braking, control, reactions and accuracy. Again, doing commercial work, not really concerned by that. I'm going to ignore this email for a moment because I really don't want to open that one. Chassis, we know about that. We've got to sort out a lot of spare parts before we go to Melbourne. We'll be able to fix some, not so much with others. Will Courtney is waiting. Did we not offer him a contract? I could have sworn we offered him a contract. Yeah, he's in negotiations, look. So we're just going to wait on his response on that. Alright, we put this off as long as we can. Let's see just how much this weekend has cost me financially. Alright, so we've destroyed a chassis, another chassis, a front wing, another front wing, a rear wing. We've had 2 side pod failures, we've had an underfloor failure, and we've destroyed the suspension as well. Plus, we've done some serious damage to engines. These were both brand new engines going into this race, and look at Max's engine down 20%. Norris is down 15%. ERS has taken a big whack. That was a brand new gearbox. That was a brand new gearbox. So, yeah, really not good at all. And, of course, we destroyed another... Well, didn't quite destroy, but we ruined another gearbox for Norris as well. That's his final gearbox. So, that's it. We're going to have to buy him another one because we've still got just over half a season to go. And they both need another engine as well. Let's start trying to repair these cars. What have I got in the build queue? Another underfloor coming, another front wing coming. That's not going to be enough. Another rear wing coming. That's not going to be enough. Might still not be enough. And then we still got slot 3. I'm going to need to start building side pods. How long till we haven't got any side pods coming? So yeah, we need to build side pods because we're out of. We've got enough spares to fix the cars, but we don't have any spares left after that. So let's get 2 more of those going. So chassis. Cannot leave. No, I still can't replace that one yet. Front wings we can't replace yet, I don't think. Nope, not yet. Rear wings, I can now replace the rear wing. Let's change the side pods for both. There we go. Underfloor, install replacements. No spare underfloors, but one coming. And suspension installed on both cars, so no spare suspensions left either. Let's see. So we've got new wings and a new chassis in development, but they're still a long way off. Underfloor. Yeah, we need chassis. So as soon as this project finishes, we need to get a chassis started and get 2, maybe even 3 done. How long till that one's done? That's 4 weeks away, plus build time of 9 days apiece. So yeah, we're going to need to build at least 2, potentially 3 chassis. That one's at medium risk. But the medium risk is on an old chassis, so that's less of an issue. But we need 2 just to get us up to a spare and 1 on each car, and then a second spare. Yeah, we're going to need to build 3. A lot of stuff that needs to be built. Right. Is anything broken over the weekend? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Very, very close. Let's build some parts. We're about to get some cash from prize money and the board and so on and so forth. That is the underfloor. So now we can start building some chassis. There goes another 1.6 mil. Down to 3 million. Powertrains. Let's buy that ERS, even if we're not going to use it. And that's us out of cash. Alright, monthly affiliates. I'm guessing we won't see Ugo on here because we never seem to. Nope. What about our main drivers? Any improvements? Nope. Confirmation of that underfloor. Wind tunnel is open again. And luckily we got that sorted for free. We did not pay anything when we shut it down. We just paused our design projects for 6 days. And we don't have to pay anything to resolve the fault, which is nice. Very nice, because, you know, money is a little tight. We're back to 1.9 mil. Giovinazzi has lost some performance. He's lost a point in control, a point in overtaking, and a point in accuracy. He's a development driver. No major issue. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Will Courtney has accepted the offer to re-sign. It'll cost us 250k in a signing bonus, but we'll confirm that now. There we go. Should hopefully be able to fix this car now. Yes, there we go. Right. We're getting there, bit by bit. There is still going to be a chassis difference between the 2 cars in the next race. Not much we can do about that, unfortunately. We just do not have another one to put on the car. And will not have another one in time for Melbourne either. What else? We've got a pit crew training to get done. There was something else I was about to do. I can't remember what it is. Oh, yes, I remember. We're going to buy another gearbox for Lando. There we go. We're going to hold off using those for now. We'll try and pick an opportune moment to take those penalties. Not sure which circuit's going to be best for that yet. Let's take a look at what everyone else is up to. Mercedes have got a new chassis, and it's a good one, apparently. Now they're working on an underfloor. Ford. We are below where they expected to be. They're second. We intend to be world champions. Yeah, well, good luck with that one. You're a long way off in the constructors. It's a little bit closer in the drivers, but that's a big gap to Oscar now, starting to build. That is what, 56 points? Yeah, 56 points now, the gap between those two. So a little bit of work to do there if you want to catch up. Let's strip out the training so we can program it in. 96, it's so nice to see. Right. Some speed training to start the month off. we can focus ourselves a little bit more on skill training this month as well. There we go. It is a sprint weekend tomorrow when we go to Australia, so going in with zero fatigue, that's what we want. Let's put in a day of car building because we've neglected that again. And then we'll do some split training. Normal Grand Prix in Belgium. There we go, perfect. 9-0 right before we go to Belgium. And then when we come out of Belgium, we go to Baku. That is a sprint weekend. Got to go into that with zero fatigue. Can I get a full day's training in? Not quite. And then we'll come out. Let's take the Monday off. Let's go with a day of splits and another day of splits. What does that do? Okay. What if we were to make that a full day of gym? Sorry, of skills. Yeah, let's go with that. That keeps us in the 93s nicely, gets us down a little bit more on the chance of a mistake. We still are going to finish with an improvement of 100th on the pit stop time. There we go. Training confirmed. 3 days until the start Grand Prix. Rio drops down in performance as well. Everyone's dropping this season. I think that's got to be because the race sim is not where it needs to be right now. And now Stoffel loses some performance as well. Ugh. Okay. Right, there we go. So, it's going to be cold, apparently. Well, that kind of tracks. This would be wintertime in Australia. So, yeah. That kind of tracks. What is the weather situation? Oh, yeah, it does look cold, look. Wet on Friday for sprint quali. And medium intensity rain as well. So, that could make things very interesting on the Friday. It'll be dry and sunny and a little warm on the Saturday for the sprint and then main quali. And then cloudy, overcast for the Grand Prix. Not sure what we'll be able to do tyre-wise for that. Interestingly enough, Freddie Vesti has the fastest lap, the lap record from last season in his one and only year on the grid. He did manage to achieve a lap record there. Good for him. And that is where we are going to end it for tonight. So, yeah. Good damage recovery, damage limitation from Max. Being able to get up to second place after a disastrous qualifying. And then a bit of a strange race with rapid fire red flags and a safety car that completely ruined Oscar's race. Not going to complain about that. So we end up actually outscoring Ford and Oscar today. Although it was a bit of a shame for Norris with that late penalty. 2 penalties earned in the same race. We were able to do something about the first one. Should have really boxed to do something about the second one, but might not have made the points either way. Who knows? It's one of those what-if games, isn't it? So when we come back tomorrow at the usual time, we will be kicking off the midway race, round 12. Is that actually going to be our mid-season break? No, not till round 14. That will be our official end of season or mid-season break. We'll get our board review when we come back from that, and then we'll have that little 4-week gap until we go to Silverstone and Qatar, because those two Grand Prix back-to-back makes so much sense. But yeah, round 12, the kind of technical halfway point of the season. That's tomorrow's Grand Prix. If you've enjoyed tonight's race, as always, a thumbs up would be hugely appreciated. If you're not yet subscribed, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button as well. And be sure to hit that bell for notifications on live starts and anything else on the channel as well. I am going to do a little bit extra streaming in about 15-20 minutes or so. I'm going to play some Banished. So if anyone wants to pop by for that, as I say, about 15-20 minutes or so, I will probably go live with some Banished. I'm still exploring that game, but I've got a good handle on it now, so we might run that every now and again. But yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.